Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica and in today's video, I will show you how to create your own heat map using contour data and create the height map using Rasterize tool in QGIS. So the first thing here is to go to Arena, and then after you type in your selection area, and then after you set your bounding box selection. So to do that, after you set your area selections, you can click on this little icon here, and then you can click on that copy as bounding box, and then it will create a bounding box around the area where you input in your area selections, and then you can move that bounding box to where you want to create your contour from. So to be able to see these contour lines, you can go to change base map, and then you can select this terrain type. To generate the contour data, you can use other source from other mapping platform that has contour line data that you can open in QGIS. So the key here is to just get a contour data where you can open in QGIS, where you later can make a rasterized file, then create a height map out of your contour data. So here, after I select my area selection here as my contour data, I can go to browse, and then I can type in elevation. So here, I can select this FigMap elevation metro contour 1 to 5 meter, and then I can select all the attribute, and then I can click add. So after I have this data set, I can click on this little icon again, and then I can click on download as SHP file. Now after it downloads my shapefile, I can open that in folder, and then I can rename this folder as contour bitmap. And then here I can extract the files again. Okay, so after I have my contour bitmap extracted, now I can go to QGIS. You can open your QGIS application, and then I can go to the download folder where I have kept the contour file, and then here I can see the contour bitmap folder. So I can open that. I can open the SHP folder, and then I can drag the SHP file onto QGIS. So here, as you can see, I have my contour lines here. So the next step is to create a bitmap, we need a black and white kind of texture. So to do that, we need to create a rasterized file out of this line. And the trick here is to create a multiple rasterized file from different pixels, so it creates a fine texture of bitmap. Show you what it looks like. So if we go to raster, and then we go to here conversion, we can select rasterize factor to raster. So we select that layer, and then we can input in altitude as our field value. And then here on the pixel, so the first rasterized file here, I'm gonna type in 50 to 50. So the first value here, the first value for the pixels here, I'm gonna type in 50 to 50, and then here I'm gonna select layer as extend, and then I can run. So here, as you can see, I've got my first rasterized file with 50 to 50 times 50 pixels. Now the second one is, I'm gonna again do the same thing. Go to rasterize factor to raster, and then select the altitude. But here on the pixels, I'm gonna type in 100 to 100 pixels. And then again select the layer as extend, and then I can again run the program. Now you can see the texture is more, it looks like it's more defined than the 50 to 50. So the next one is I'm gonna again go to here and then do the same, but the pixel here I'm gonna type in 300 to 300, and then here I'm gonna again choose the layer extend, and then I'm gonna go run again. Now as you can see, it creates a more defined layer. So the reason why I do this is if I only select the 300 and 300, so if I turn this layer off, you can see this white spot here, where if you use only these and then you try to make the model in 3DsMAX, this white spot is gonna be read as a high. So it's gonna create a lot of dirty shapes because there is a lot of white spots. As if you only choose these pixels, you can see that the height is not really defined in these pixels. So you can try, so the trick is to combine all of them to create a more fine texture, as you can see here. So this doesn't have white spots. So when you create that in the 3D model in 3DsMAX, the height is gonna be more, the model is gonna be more clean. So I'm gonna do one more time. So I'm gonna put in 500 to 500. So here, and then again. So now after, so you can do as much as you want. You can go to 1000 to 1000. It's absolutely up to you. I think if you want a more defined HeightMap, you can do more than 500. So here, after I'm happy with my bitmap, with my HeightMap texture, I can click on, I can type in Control P, and then I can name this contour, and then here select this 2D map, and then I can drag into my paper. So here I can see my bitmap here, and then I can click on export as image. So here I can save my file here. I can name it bitmap 2. So I have my bitmap now, my HeightMap now exported as an image. So what I want to do next is I'm gonna go to Photoshop. So here I can open up my image here. Now what I want to do is I'm just gonna take the clean part of my HeightMap here. So I can go here, and then I'm just gonna select this part. And then I'm gonna type in Control Shift Inverse. Then I can type in delete. Then I can clean this image. Now after I have my HeightMap clean up, I can again save this image as JPEG. Now after we've got our HeightMap, now we can go to 3DsMAX. So here in 3DsMAX, you can start creating a plane, and then you can press F4 to to show these segments. Now you can set the segments here. You can select it to have more segments or to have less segments. For me personally, I'm gonna put more segments because the more segments I have here, it's gonna have a more defined form of a contour. So here, after you create your plane and after you set your length and width and also the segments length and width, now you can go to Modifier and then you can select Displace. And then down here under bitmap selection here, you can click on that, and then you can go to the folder where you save your HeightMap. So here I have my HeightMap here, and then I can click open. Now the next step is just to change the strength value here under displacement. So if you change the value up, it's gonna show you the form of the contour that you have created. So you can define the strength more or less. It depends on what you want out of your model. So now if I again press F4, now I can see this contour line that is from this data. So if you can see here, this is my contour model from the HeightMap that I get from QGIS. Now the next thing that I want to do is maybe I want to put like a gradient color of material to my model here. So to do that, I'm gonna quickly go to material editor. Here I have set up some gradient color as my material. To do this, you can go to here. I use this scanline standard, and then I choose diffuse color, and then to general, and then to gradient. And then after I select that, if I double click on that, now I can set the color. And then in here, I can choose assign material to selection, or I can drag this to my model. So having been done that, I'm just gonna quickly show you what it looks like. So if I can put it there, and then so here, as you can see here, I have my contour model with gradient color. The material is completely up to you how you want to put material on your model. But here is how you can generate data of contour in Arvin or other resource, and then create a height map using QGIS Rasterize tool, and then create a bitmap in 3DsMAX.